We are live in Neosho from Big Spring Park as we go on our More Power to You tour. We're going to hear from city officials on a variety of topics in the City Plus.
More trigger laws in states banning abortion access are going into effect. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington as the Biden administration and other abortion rights advocates vow to push back.
The 4 states most watched news starts now.
Hi everybody, we're live today in Neosho, Missouri's Big Spring Park to celebrate the completion of the More Power Tower project. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Now over the coming weeks, we're going to be live at different areas of the 4 states every Thursday during the 5 and 6 p.m. newscast as part of our More Power to You tour. I can tell you some more about that in a moment. First, some of today's top stories. Family and friends of Terrell Brooks Ellis II stood outside the Ottawa County Courthouse today to get justice for the inmate who died in custody in 2015. Ellis's mom, Shelley Bliss, filed a lawsuit against the Sheriff's Department in 2017, which is still in the court system and not resolved. In the lawsuit, Bliss alleges the nurse working for the jail did not provide medical care to her son.
We are here to protest all the deaths and that happened in Ottawa County, and this is also to help people that have been victimized here.
Protest is going to go again tomorrow morning in front of the Ottawa County Courthouse starting at 11 a.m. An old school discipline method is returning to a Southwest Missouri school district. Cassville has decided to bring back corporal punishment as a result of a survey sent out to staff, students, and parents that was in May. Administrators say it would be the last resort if other means of discipline do not work. Corporal punishment is authorized by Missouri statute as an option for each local school to consider if parents opt in. This week, more stringent abortion laws take effect in several states, including Oklahoma. Skyler Henry reports.
In Tennessee, abortion rights advocates are sounding off.
We will not be quiet.
Tennessee is one of 4 Republican-led states with laws taking effect Thursday to severely limit abortions, now 2 months after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade.
That little one is just as much human as you or I are.
The reality is that patients are scared. Doctors are scared.
For now, Idaho can only partially enforce its trigger law after a federal judge ruled doctors can end a pregnancy to help save a mother's life or health at hospitals that accept Medicare funding. The Biden administration, which brought the Idaho challenge using the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act, praised the decision, saying it will prevent serious harm to women.
We're going to be committed to restoring the protections of Roe.
But another judge in Texas blocked federal guidance regarding emergency abortion services. The state's law, which bans the procedure as soon as a fetal heartbeat is detected, does have an exception for the life of the mother. But legal experts say it's ambiguous.
There's not a clear definition of what exactly that is and what is going to fall in that category. And so that leaves medical providers in a real predicament.
Meanwhile, North Dakota's trigger law could take effect on Friday, pending an ongoing legal challenge. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Again, we are live at Big Spring Park in Neosho, Missouri. And Doug, I don't know what the temperature might be out in the sun, but here in the shade, pretty comfortable.
It's not bad. It's hot.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
August, Doug. It's
it
4
is.
states.
It is. So not a bad day. Another nice day for us today. Temperatures back up into the lower 90s. We have pretty much clear skies out there right now, and this is what we are going to see as we go through the rest of the evening hours. You can actually see most of the Central Plains. They look pretty good. Temperatures in Neosho, it's 89, 92 in Joplin, 92 in Pittsburgh. A little bit hotter once you get out into our western counties, mid to upper 90s, Yates Center, Chanute, Neodesha, also Independence. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 90s, 80s, 70s, eventually mid 60s a little bit later on tonight. We are going to introduce some rain chances in the forecast, so we're going to be talking about that.
I will welcome that introduction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Doug. We'll see you soon. Carter Community College right here in Neosho puts a lot of effort into the agriculture department. The college has more than 300 acres of farmland for future farmers to improve their craft. Multiple 2-year degrees are offered in the agriculture department, but learning goes beyond just the classroom. The community college offers travel seminars for students to experience different kinds of farming.
You know, living in one area, you think you see a lot of things, which we do, but you don't realize everything that's going on in agriculture till you go see these different places and experience these experiences.
But they make them all different sizes, and that was something.
Students are preparing for a statewide contest on agriculture knowledge. Murals are something drivers will almost always stop by to see. Neosho offers this form of art on their pavilion, and the one you're seeing right now was created by a Neosho resident herself. The murals symbolize activities in Big Spring Park.
The murals represents what the parks offer. They are painted on the murals, have disc golf person playing disc golf. There's so many things that the parks offer. It offers disc golf, it offers fishing, it offers swimming.
The artist spent several weeks, including in the hot weather in July, to finish the murals. Again, we are live in Neosho's Big Spring Park for our More Power to You tour. We're going to be speaking live with the Neosho Chamber of Commerce Director. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Again, we are live in Neosho's Big Spring Park as part of our More Power to You tour, and we're joined by Lori Lyerla. She's with the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome to our beautiful park. I'm excited for you guys to be here.
It is beautiful, as is the entire city. Now, one thing that's particularly beautiful here in Neosho is your downtown area. Like a lot of communities, there's a revitalization effort going on down there. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing a lot of reinvestment in downtown, a lot of investment in the buildings and renovation. We've had 3 new restaurants open in the last year, and it's just it's close to my heart. I grew up with our family business being downtown, and so to see the community coming back, so a lot of people coming down to eat. We have lots of the venues have live music, so there's lots of more to do in the evening downtown than there has been. We have a great new ice cream shop called Sweet Remedy, and another new restaurant that's set to open probably in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So.
And do you expect this to continue for the
I do.
future?
You know, there's also, in addition to the things that are getting close to opening, and already there's several buildings that are in some process of renovation for retail space, so more living space downtown. It's just looking really great. The flowers are beautiful. It's a beautiful time to be downtown.
Well, there are a lot of reasons to come to Neosho, not just the downtown area, but also you have a specific fall festival that's coming up on October 1st.
So the city of Neosho puts on our fall festival. It's a tradition that's been around my whole life, but it is the first Saturday in October, so October 1st, a full day of events that are family friendly, from craft booths and food trucks and live music, history alley, art, sidewalk chalk. It's just a full list of things to do for your family.
Celebrate Neosho is another thing that comes up around the 4th of July.
Yeah, so Celebrate Neosho is always the Saturday before the 4th, and it's another celebration with lots of fun family activities, ending the day with fireworks. So lots of beautiful things here.
Now quickly, Neosho is known as the Flower Box City, kind of self-proclaimed.
Yes.
Tell me how the city came to get that designation.
So that is a very historic, back in the mid-50s, a campaign was started to beautify and bring pride, and so there were hundreds of flower boxes throughout, and through the years Neosho became known as the Flower Box City. About 3 years ago, the Chamber led an initiative to bring back the bloom and to encourage our businesses and residents to beautify their homes by adding flowers. In that year, we renovated the world's largest flower box, which is in North Morse Park, and is beautiful. It's the perfect time to go down and get a picture with it. And then we added the beautiful baskets on all the historic poles downtown. So lots of flowers, love it.
We all do. Lori Lyerla from the Chamber.
Thank
you so much. Again, we are live in Neosho's Big Spring Park for our More Power to You tour. Doug's in next with his forecast.
Well, of course, we're outside live in Neosho, and it's actually turned out to be a pretty good day. Our temperatures for us today, most of us into lower 90s. It's been a notch or two warmer than what we have seen over the past couple days. But you can see yesterday right around 90 degrees, and then we went into lower 90s for highs today, so about 2 or 3 degrees hotter. It's actually hotter on the Kansas side and also into our northern counties. Yates Center 95, Chanute 96, 92 in Nowata, Joplin's at 92. We have 92 as well in Nevada. And then mainly sitting into the upper 80s once you get into extreme southwestern Missouri. But it looks good. 7th and Range line, we have 92. Easterly winds are light at about 5. Relative humidity, not bad, at about 35%. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 90s, 80s, 70s, and eventually into the upper 60s for overnight lows for us tonight. Not much going on. Satellite and radar pretty much clear. Just a few little cumulus clouds out there, but most of the Central Plains look pretty good. No rain really in sight. Our next storm system is building out across parts of Wyoming, Montana, into the Black Hills, and that system will at least give us chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head through the next few days. So temperatures, they're going to heat up just a bit. If you look at our temperature and heat index, tomorrow we're going to go back into the 90s. So the yellow line is our temperature. The orange line, that is our heat index. So it's still fairly close together, meaning the humidity is not bad, but it will start to creep up a little bit as we go through the next few days. 67 by morning, near 90 by noon, up to 94 by 5, high temp 95 tomorrow, and there is a very slight chance there may be 1 or 2 little pop-up thunderstorms. Let's go hour by hour through the overnight hours for us tonight. We'll drop back into the upper 60s and then a quick warm-up through the 60s, 70s, near 90, 80s by the time we hit the noon hour, well into the 90s during the afternoon. I think most of us about 94 or 95 degrees, but you can see a couple little isolated thunderstorms trying to pop up during the afternoon. I would say 80 or 90% of us end up staying dry. As we go through the overnight hours tomorrow night, looks pretty good. Partly cloudy skies, dropping back near 70. And then on Saturday, again, we're going to heat up, low to mid 90s, and a few isolated hit and miss pop-up showers and thunderstorms as we go into late Saturday. Saturday night into Sunday morning, most of the rain stays to our north, but still we're going to have those slight chances sticking around. But look at this. At least we're going to have these hit and miss chances for thunderstorms each and every day. Sunday night into Monday night into Tuesday, and it could be a little bit more widespread by the time we get into early next week, which is good. All right, 95 tomorrow, 93 Saturday, 94 on Sunday. We hold into the lower 90s all the way through most of next week, but at least we have some chances for rain each and every day. We're still in a pretty good drought, so it would be nice to get a little bit.
Nice to get a lot bit.
Yeah, it would, definitely.
We'll take what we can get.
Yes, we will.
In topping today's Health Watch, 1 in 8 women in the U.S. will develop breast cancer in her lifetime, and it's not just among older women. Breast cancer can develop among women in their 30s, 20s, even late teens. And these young women face some unique challenges. Roshni Kamta graduated from Rutgers University and had started a new life in New York City when she discovered a lump in her breast. At first, she shrugged it off.
I just didn't think anything of it because of my age.
Roshni was just 22, but then
A couple more weeks went by towards the end of April, and I found blood in my bra.
Roshni says she had a tough time finding a doctor who would see her quickly since breast cancer is rare in a woman her age, but she was persistent.
I knew what was going on in my body.
After a mammogram, a needle biopsy confirmed Roshni's suspicions. She found breast cancer specialist Hannah Arieh.
She is definitely one of the youngest. The youngest patient I have treated was 19 years old.
Dr. Arieh says it's important that young women not ignore changes in the shape or contour of their breasts or unusual discharge. There are also other considerations for young patients.
My doctor didn't want me to have any complications with my life beyond, the months of treatment.
Roshni made the decision to harvest and freeze her eggs so she could have a family in the future. Roshni says she was not prepared mentally or emotionally. Chemo would dramatically change her looks.
I've always had hair. I'm Indian. It's known for us to care for our hair, and our hair becomes our identity, basically.
Roshni changed her locks in stages. A salon in New York cut her hair to her shoulders, then to her chin, and finally shaved her head.
I've always wanted purple hair, and purple is my favorite color.
Then she purchased a collection of wigs so she could change her looks to suit her mood. Now 26, Roshni's hair has grown back, and after surgery and 33 rounds of radiation, her cancer is in remission.
Her prognosis is excellent.
And she's on a mission to remind other young women to pay attention to their health.
Check your body and, do your self breast exams. And if there's something wrong, tell your doctor.
The doctor says Roshni had triple negative breast cancer, which is often more common among younger women. New research finds more and more people are using recreational cannabis. The latest data shows a 20% increase in the 19 states that allow recreational use. Cannabis was first legalized in 2014, and now more than 141 million Americans can use it legally. Medical experts caution it is an addictive drug and it can have negative health outcomes. Coming up, more live from Big Spring Park here in Neosho, Missouri. First, we recognize a local World War II veteran. Ernest Melvin served from 1944 to 1946. His hometown, Ottawa, Kansas, and we are proud to salute Ernest Melvin, a four-state hero. Welcome back again. We are live in Neosho's Big Spring Park for our More Power to You tour. More bike trails could be coming to Neosho. Right now it has about 8.5 miles of bike trails, but put in about 3 years ago. Now there are plans to add 2 more miles. The city's park supervisor says the bike trails attract people from as far away as Northwest Arkansas and Springfield.
There is a little bit for everybody with our bike trails. And that was the goal, is to fix it where people could come in and just ride, walk. You can even walk part of the bike trails. As long as you're not on the downhill trails, you're good.
Additions to the current bike trail depend on Neosho City Council approval. In today's Consumer Watch, Amazon is shutting down Amazon Care, its hybrid virtual and in-home health service. An email sent to staff says the telehealth service will end operations at the end of the year. Launched in 2019 to serve Amazon's own employees in Washington state. Later it expanded and began virtual visits nationwide and had plans for in-person services in more cities this year. Peloton is trying to pick up the pace of its recently slumping sales by teaming up with Amazon. Its original exercise bike and other gear is now being sold on Amazon in the U.S. Earlier this month, Peloton said it's cutting jobs, closing stores, and shifting delivery work to third-party vendors. Peloton Interactive shares surged 20% yesterday, but they're still down nearly 90% over the past year. And California's Attorney General announced Sephora has settled a lawsuit, the first major settlement since the state enacted its new Consumer Privacy Act. The cosmetic retailer is accused of failing to tell customers it was selling their personal information, didn't allow them to opt out, and didn't fix the problem within 30 days, even after being notified of that violation. Under the settlement, Sephora agrees to pay $1.2 million. A final check of the forecast next, live from Big Spring Park in Neosho. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we're going to see how a nonprofit is using basketball to keep kids away from gun violence. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to take a deeper look at Crowder College's 300-acre farm and its role beyond education. Plus, the Neosho City Manager is going to join us live to speak about his goals for the city. And the Neosho head football coach also joins us live to speak about his expectations ahead of tomorrow's game. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Again, we are at Big Spring Park in beautiful Neosho, Missouri.
Yeah, it's gorgeous
Cloud
down there.
cover at the moment.
Yeah, not a whole bunch. At least we're in the shade.
We're in the shade,
yeah,
and
so
it's pretty comfortable.
That's always good. But, yeah, weather looks pretty good as we go through the next few days. We are going to finally get some chances for rain in the forecast, which is good. Now, these are very hit and miss, so if you have outdoor activities tomorrow night into the weekend, don't cancel them because most of these are going to be more miss than hit. But you can see our temperatures kind of hanging out into the low to mid-90s as we go through the next several days.
Low to mid-90s, not too bad. What we should expect for this time of year. Thanks for joining us again. The CBS Evening News is next. And, of course, we're going to be right back here live at Big Spring Park in Neosho for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.